Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. Today the topic which we will discuss is Avogadro law. Avogadro law को डिस्कस करने के लिए पहले हम मोलर वॉल्यूम को डिफाइन करेंगे कि मोलर वॉल्यूम है क्या चीज, फिर हम जाएंगे एवोगाड्रो लॉ की तरफ। मोलर वॉल्यूम ये क्या है? The volume occupied by 1 mole of a gas at STP. STP means standard temperature and pressure. That is the volume which is occupied by 1 mole of a gas at standard temperature and pressure is called its molar volume. And remember, this molar volume is a constant quantity. Its value is 22.4 dm cube per each and every gas. This volume is a very big volume, and even bigger molecules can be accommodated in this volume. That's why it is a constant quantity irrespective of the nature of the gas, whether it is the lightest gas like hydrogen or whether it is the heaviest gas like carbon dioxide and oxygen and so on. Now, after defining molar volume, we are now in position to state Avogadro law. As this Avogadro law is based on molar volume. What this law says? This law says that if you take equal volume, by equal volume we means either 22.4 dm cube or 1 dm cube or half of this or twice of this or 10 times of this volume. But if we take equal volume and we keep two things constant, one is temperature and the other is pressure, then equal volume of all the gases, they will have the same number of particles. Here I say same number of particles, means the particle may be atoms or maybe molecules, but if temperature and pressure are constant, then the same volume may contain the same number of particles. Mathematically, we can state this law as V is directly proportional to N, where N is the number of mole of the gas concerned. If we remove the proportionality constant from this equation, then we get this equation V is equal to Kn. As I have already stated, N stands for the number of molecules of the gas, and K stand, that is K is a constant for Avogadro law. Now, we understand what is meant by molar volume, we understand what is meant by Avogadro law. Now we are in position to establish the relationship between mole, mass and volume. I will add one more thing, that is the number of molecules as well. Number of molecules. So here we have various examples. For example, if we take 1 mole of carbon dioxide at STP, its molar mass is 44 grams. If we sum up the masses of all the atoms making up carbon dioxide, then the total mass is 44 grams. This 44 grams is equal to 1 mole and its volume is 22.4 dm cube. Now, according to this Avogadro law, it may contain equal number of particles, that is 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23, which is Avogadro number. Because we have taken 1 mole, so 1 mole may contain this number of particles. In the same way, for oxygen molecule, its molar mass is 32 grams, its molar volume is 22.4 dm cube, the same value, and here also the same number of molecules. Here, this equation is very, very important. Remember this one. 12 type of MCQ, 12 type of MCQ, remember, can be asked on this concept. Only this one line should be kept in mind. Sometimes you may be given this one and you have to find this one, and you have to find this one, you have to find this one, right? And in the same way, either you may be given this one and you have to find the other three. In this fashion, we can get 12 type of different MCQs. Just for the sake of example, I will change this mass and see what happened with the other values. Look over here. Here the mass of oxygen is 32 gram. If it is changed, let's say, to 3.2 gram, I have reduced the mass of oxygen 10 times. So here the mole will also be reduced 10 times. It will be 0.1 mole. In the same way, it will be reduced 10 times, 2.24 dmq. And similarly, the number of molecules will also be reduced 10 times. This will become 10 raised to power 22. This is a very important line. You can memorize only on this line, and you can attempt any kind of MCQ which may be based on mole concept, mole mass relationship, mole volume relationship, and mole and number of molecules. You can solve any kind of MCQ. Just keep in mind only this one line, right? And in the same way, let's say we change this number of molecules over here. I reduce it by 100 over here. This becomes 6.0 into 10 raised to the power 21. It means I have reduced the number of molecules 100 times. Then the volume will be 0.224 dmq. And similarly, mass will also be reduced 10 times. It will be 0.32 gram. And number of moles will be 0.01 mole. So this is very much clear here from this line. I'm just changing one value, and accordingly you can change the other values. Here we have question. The question is very simple. The question is calculate the number of moles, mass, volume, and number of molecules. These type of questions are always asked in the entry test. Calculate the number of moles, mass, volume, and number of molecules produced from 50 gram of calcium carbonate according to this equation. One thing which you should keep in mind is that you will be given balance equation. Remember, you will be given the balance equation, and you are already familiar with the stoichiometry. From the balance equation, you have to find out what? Mass, moles, volume, and number of molecules. Now let's see the balance equation. CaCO3 goes to CaO plus CO2. From stoichiometric relationship in this equation, we see here 1 mole of calcium carbonate decomposes on heating to give 1 mole of calcium oxide and 1 mole of carbon dioxide. This is the story. This is the balance equation. 1 mole of this give 1 mole of this and 1 mole of this. Now here I have taken 1 mole of calcium carbonate, which is equal to 100 gram. 100 gram you can easily calculate from the molar mass of calcium carbonate. Oxygen, it is 100 gram. And here carbon dioxide is 1 mole and it is 44 gram. Now if you look to this value, always the question which is given in entry test or sometime or some other type of exam is always either multiple of this one or a figure which is easily divisible. So here if you look in the balance equation, it is 100 gram, and I have reduced this from 100 up to 50. It means I have reduced to half the mass. So automatically, if the mass of calcium carbonate is reduced to half, then the mass of carbon dioxide or the mole of carbon dioxide which will be produced will become half. So here you see that 100 gram produce 1 mole, which is equal to 44 gram, and if instead of 100 gram we take 50 gram, then it may produce or it will produce 0.5 mole. And if it is 1 mole, it will produce 1 molar volume, which is equal to 22.4. As I have reduced the mass up to 50, therefore we have to divide 22.4 by 2 and become 11.2 dm³. Similarly, here the number of molecules will also become half, that is 6.010 to 10 raised to the power 23 divided by 2. You can find out is 3.01 into 10 raised to the power 23, right? Okay. Similarly, mass. The mass which is produced here, you can see it is 44 gram. But if it is reduced to half, then 44 must be reduced to half, and that is 22 gram. I hope and I wish, but I expect that you may have understood the concept of Avogadros law, molar value, and the problem which can be solved on this concept. Thank you.